Hey, we're here with Paul. Paul is with Accor for the Middle East. Can you introduce yourself in a bit more detail?
Sure, Paul Stevens here. I'm the CEO for Middle East, Africa and Turkey for what we call premium, mid-scale and economy brands.
So, there's been a lot of talk of your network. Can you expand on that and how that translates to the vision of 2030?
Sure, and if we're specific about Saudi, Accor currently operates 44 hotels, so the biggest operator in Saudi in the kingdom at the moment. But the real news is there's another 45 hotels to come, and we call that the pipeline. So what does it look like in the future for our development? How many hotels are actually signed contracts? And then we watch the progress of those as far as when they start developing, going through the construction phase, going through the handover phase, and then obviously into the operational phase. And that can take anywhere between a really quick version of that would be 24 months to 36 months, and quite possibly with bigger projects that require a lot more infrastructure and development would be 4 or 5 years down the track.
So, there's a lot of talk around in the floor today about your involvement with second cities. Can you expand more on what that means and why it's important to you as a brand?
The second tier cities is an interesting comment because if you think about the size of Saudi Arabia, I mean, it's the 11th biggest country in the world. So it's substantial. And yes, we know the brands of Riyadh, we know Jeddah, we know the Holy Cities and some of the mega giga projects, Red Sea, Neom, etc. But the reality is there's still a lot of second and third tier cities which are crucially important, not just for commercial business, for travellers for business purposes, but becoming more prevalent in both leisure travel for domestic markets, but also internationals. There's some really, really unique propositions for people to go and see that, historical sites that haven't been touched for hundreds, if not thousands of years because, we've only been able to come here as foreign tourists since 2019, so virtually untouched in really great second and tier locations. So we see the advent and the growth of particularly mid-scale and economy hotels in those regions to be substantial, and we've got 2 or 3 partners we're working with right now so we can maximise the opportunities to add international brands to those tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So obviously that creates a lot more confidence in the traveller that there's places there that have brands and have places that are secure and safe for them to stay. So we see 2 and 3 tier cities as great growth opportunities. While we're not neglecting obviously the big names, we're still following that desire to make sure that everyone's available for our brands in the many cities.
Great. So, a lot of your projects must be looking at connecting locally with the different, I guess, nuances that each region has to offer. Is that something that you're exploring?
Well, I think years ago, what we found out that in franchise and management businesses in the past, we'd sort of cookie cutted everything. So we thought everyone wanted to see a blue room, whether it was in New York, Paris, Munich, and we've worked that's not the case anymore. And I think since our challenges in 2020 with COVID and restricted travel, what we've discovered and really the travel trends have emphasised is the fact that people want to experience. They want to experience different things. They want to touch the local relevance. So they want to, when they've been to a destination, it doesn't matter if it's in Saudi Arabia, whether it's in Asia or Europe or the US, they want to feel like they've been there. They want a bit of language, a bit of culture, a bit of food that says, now I've surfaced, now I've actually tasted what it was like to be in that culture. And I think Saudi is positioned perfectly for that because it's a bit of an unknown pre-topic at the moment. Like it's not well known by international travellers or domestic travellers in that case. So we really want to bring back that authenticity, whether it be through food, culture, language or religion, so everyone can experience that. And because of the vast nature of this country, those experiences change from north to south, from east to west substantially. So we're really excited about maximising opportunities for people to experience that. And we do that primarily through the local staff. So we have a very strong program that encourages people at 3 different levels of their development in our business. So we can take in people that haven't had any experience but are really willing to learn and take on that challenge. People that are supervisors that have worked in our industry for some time, and then tertiary qualified people. So we give them a really, really good roadmap of where they can grow and how they can grow with our company and the industry as such. So we figure that people coming to Saudi are coming here so they can see Saudi, see what it's really like, and enjoy the culture.
Well, that sounds like authenticity is key for your vision. So that's a very refreshing insight. Thank you very much for your time, Paul.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.